Right, there is two parts to the following, but look at this. Right, so I got to wash my hands in those puddles, which is absolutely great. Right, design. Now this is going to look terrible, but here is the kind of top of the range doodah. They are so badly designed, they fall to bits, and I have such perfect zen. Right. See, all I wanted was a tripod to work. Nope, both of them, and they're both new-ish. It's just a joke. They're so badly designed. For all the hyped up hype design. That's part one. But the most important thing, the insight. It's not so much an insight. Living in a rural fringe area, if you're in the bottom third, which I am more than happy to be in, I mean that, it's only viable if there's a couple of you. Now, I've got to rush somewhere to get someone to help me with my tooth. Precisely. You can't get an NHS dentist now for miles. That's when you need your help meet or help mate. Wonderful definition on YouTube. They might not necessarily agree with you. Right, YouTube, Google. What was I going to say? Yes. So quite innocently, 6 years ago, having disconnected from a generally very satisfactory 3-year relationship, blah, 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 I set about, well, bottom third, you need your partner. Of either gender. If you listen to the BBC, this is now, there are, how many genders? What do they think, 100 or plus? Anyway, yeah, you need your partner. Anyway, and being as I don't actually go out at night, I had such an interesting, gradual experience. Shops, charity shops. Great thing about where I live, it used to be the case. The most wonderful charity shops. But I realised I was hearing something so often from the 50-something ladies. Not ladies of the night, ladies of the day. Everything they spoke of was in health terms, continually. And then there's an interesting next bit. Well, let's quickly do that. Quickly. Oh, I meant to be speaking slowly. 2014, 15, 16. Well, actually, no, it was more 17, 18, 17. No, it was 16, 17. I had a few years of totally accepted, clever grouping together of random bugs buggered me. And I would occasionally speak of, no matter how bad I feel, get cycling or walking up onto those hills. The charity shops round and about, they're sort of a social gathering thing, particularly the one that changes every week. Chatting, community, not really. I realised it was just continually talking in terms of medical solutions via the medical, even here, which is a fringe, fairly lowly area. All people could talk about is some prescribed remedy from, I mean, this set of doctors down there are actually known as the killers. And when occasionally I would float into conversation, do you know what? I've got better by doing. People actually used to see me and say, oh, you poor thing, you're on your bicycle again. Because I live 3 miles out of town. They could not, when it was nicely explained to them, actually, this is really, I can feel my system is improving now. Look at you like you're some kind of a lost, on drugs idiot savant. So that's why I began this saying there's no purpose, because that is the setting, particularly for the over 50s. That is the setting they've had for years. It originated in America, but there's no point. There is no point, and that's the point. Now, there's another thing to weave in. Oh, I'll do it quickly. I wanted to put my nice shirt on. I'm going to, because I got to go and have somebody look in my mouth, a friend, and I don't want to smell too much, even if she's got a good sense of humour. Listening this morning to the BBC, Radio 4, a discussion was ongoing about, you see, this is the problem, that the skeptical is the wrong word, the thoughtful, non-medical emergency group of society, which I'm automatically would have been with anything except for Ebola. I'm sure your natural immunity even plays a part in Ebola. Yeah, there was a discussion about some change that's ongoing in France or Italy. No, France. Italy, then France. And straight away they put into the mix, yes, but the far right political party are objecting to Macron's new thoughts on mandatory vaccines by stealth. This is the problem. You see, everything, the far right, in Britain and America, well, Britain specifically, the Alex Belfields, the lot of them, the Hitchens, the lot of them, they're not far right. But you see, the media are conflating, and although I'm leaving this area because I've heard so much quite tragic racism the last 22 months, when we don't have any dark-skinned people, or very few. It's just, the way, the problem is that there needed to be a skeptical voice. There needed to be a thoughtful, alternative platform to have discussion, such as 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the great majority of middle-aged people could not realise, get out. I mean, I was derided. I would be derided. Well, I won that one because in 2018, I increased my already good rate of walking in the hills, and my illness then, my own immune system kicked in and dealt with it. So good for me. But there is not the platform for that discussion, because the media, the ignorant, stupid London, they are just so childish. I'm talking about the ones who would consider themselves the creme de la creme. They conflate things with the far right. This is absurd. Well, it's not absurd in that, unfortunately, it is the fault of the thoughtful free press side of things as well. Their language is far too vicious and gobby and spitting. So there you have it. You are in the ultimate rabbit hole. But, well, no. None of the discussion mattered anyway. That's the whole point. Because these people cannot sit back and think and connect dots. Already 5 years ago, we had a society where virtually everybody thought in entirely scientifically wrong terms. Closet yourself, and the national conversation hobby became, really, I had to remove myself, basically, from that community. It became moan about your health. That's what we are, what we became. And the idea that you can change it is a fool's errand. So I'm running away. I like hilly areas though.